Welcome to Family Gamer TV. Now, we've been looking at Human Fall Flat, but we're excited today because we've got the developer, Tomas Sakalauskas, with us today. So hi Thomas, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
So could you tell us a bit about the game? I understand it's kind of become a bit of a YouTube phenomenon.
Yeah, I published the game, the prototype, not the game, some time ago, and surprisingly YouTubers picked it up, and over a couple of weeks it was all over the YouTube, and it was way too early because it was only the prototype, but yeah, somehow people like it.
And so, I mean, to me that reminds me of games like Octodad and Gang Beasts. Are those inspirations?
Actually, the main inspirations were Limbo and Portal. So Gang Beasts definitely for the animation style and procedural animation was inspiration. Honestly, I didn't play Octodad. I saw a couple of videos and it's on my wish list, but too busy making Human now, but I will play it one day. But basically it was more puzzle-based games like Portal and Limbo, and combined with platformer.
It seems like you can solve the different puzzles in different ways. Does it have that fluidity to it?
Yeah, basically, again, it started as a quite linear game, but playtesting I saw that people wanted not to solve the puzzles and pass the levels. So immediately I switched the direction to allow multiple solutions, and also you can hack most of the puzzles in the ways I did not intend them to be solved. So instead of blocking all the passages and making levels watertight, I encourage players to look for their own solutions.
Nice. And so we're looking at some footage, and also it's new to see co-op for the first time. So that must introduce a whole new way of solving these puzzles.
Yeah, actually this level was already in prototype, but it didn't have co-op mode, and with two players it opens totally new ways. For example, there are some edges which you cannot reach when you are alone, but with two players you can lift your body and then he can grab your head and lift you up. So it opens yet more solutions to the puzzle.
So we're sitting here, our two characters, they're moving this big sort of reel of wire or whatever. What are they trying to do? Could you maybe just talk us through what's going on screen?
Well, they are trying to carry it closer to a wrecking ball to make the jump to a wrecking easier. Actually, you can jump without doing that. But the game is about really making fun in the levels. It's not just solving the puzzles. And with two players, it is even more fun than doing it alone.
So to progress here, they've got to jump across. But I guess whoever's playing it doesn't realise that they could just do that without using the spool of wire here. But there's that openness, they can do that as well. And so as this sort of carries on playing, what other elements does having sort of co-op introduce?
Well, now he jumped grabbing the wrecking ball, but basically he could have done this without even moving the heavy spool, and the spool is extremely difficult to move if you are playing alone, so you have to make it upright and then roll it, but two players can start moving things around which are non-movable by a single player. So yeah.
And so the game, is it released in some form already, or is it going to be released soon?
It is coming to Steam on July 22nd. It was released the prototype to get audience in the game, to see how they play, to learn and improve the game. And the initial idea with prototype just to have, I don't know, several users, but then YouTubers picked it up and people started buying it. And we had to shut the prototype not to spoil the experience for the full game.
And will you be looking at other platforms? Is this the sort of game you maybe would bring to a console?
Yes, console ports will start as soon as we release the PC version, and hopefully we can publish them at the end of this year or beginning of next year.
So we've got our characters now. So obviously they can move around freely. They're not limited to be in the same space.
Yeah, basically you can move wherever you want. The only thing is if one player passes the level, then the second one follows him, drops.
Okay, nice. And so each level has an objective. What are they trying to do? How do you complete a level?
Well, the game is about escaping your dreams, and this surreal world is the one that you cannot escape. If you fall down, you will fall to the same place where you jumped off. So basically, each level has an exit sign, which first of all you have to find, and then you have to try exit your dreams. But usually, you just end up falling into the next dream, which has totally new game mechanics, new theme, and everything.
And so the game as a whole, do you have a feel for how long it would take someone to play through it?
Well, it largely depends on your controller or keyboard skills, but basically the players who are more hardcore players can complete the game in like 3 hours. But if you are a bit more clumsy with controller, it can take much longer than that. And this is the first run. And actually, with alternative ways, the game really invites to play it again and again, looking for new solutions. And then you can switch to co-op mode with your friend and have some fun.
Yeah, I could imagine my kids playing this and just basically just mucking about and just having fun exploring. I was just watching the characters trying to climb up the JCB, and I think it feels like the controls mean that you're sort of interacting with the environment in different ways, and so there's a sort of a fun in those interactions.
Yeah, and the kids, the smaller kids, actually enjoy just watching the game. When making the game, I did it alone, but a lot of help came from my son, who is now 13 here, and he helped play testing. And I have two small girls, and they were always watching that, and they even tried to play it themselves with controllers. One is 3, another is 5, so it's a little bit too challenging for them to play. But they learned to walk around and were so happy. The smaller one was jumping off the edge and falling back and again, and both were laughing until they started crying because they lost each other in co-op mode. Where are you? Where are you? I can't find you. So it was really funny to watch.
Cool. So we skipped on a bit. Our two players have sort of progressed through the level. So I mean, is there anything else we should say about the game before we sort of wrap it up, Thomas?
Well, we said most of the things, and the only way to really learn what it is to play it yourself, because it's fun to watch, but it's even more fun to play it yourself.
Yeah, but it looks really. I can't even. Yeah, I need to go and play it, like you say, because it looks really crazy. Just the way that they move. I'm fascinated to see how that works, sort of in reality. But certainly, it's a game to watch. And in terms of date and price, could you just reiterate that before we sort of say goodbye?
The date is July 22, and we are looking at $15 price level on Steam.
Great. Well, thanks for your time today. I very much look forward to trying this out with my kids at home. Thanks a lot.
Okay, have fun, enjoy it. Thank you for inviting me.